There is a very famous quote often attributed to Winston Churchill, but used by politicians everywhere. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Think about that sentence for a moment. Why would a crisis be good? A crisis means pain. It means fear, destruction, and loss. But for a select group of people, a crisis is not a tragedy, it is an opportunity. It is a golden window of time where the rules of the game can be rewritten while nobody is looking. Welcome to the terrifying world of the shock doctrine. To understand this mechanism, we have to look at how the human brain reacts to trauma. When you are in a state of deep shock, maybe you just lost your job, or your country was attacked, or a hurricane destroyed your home, your rational mind shuts down. You regress to a childlike state. You are terrified. You just want the pain to stop. You look for a savior. You look for a strong leader to tell you what to do. And in that moment of vulnerability, you will agree to things you would never accept in normal times. You will give up your freedom for safety. You will give up your money for stability. Economist Milton Friedman, the father of modern capitalism, understood this perfectly. He wrote, "Only a crisis, actual or perceived, produces real change." Let's look at how this formula has been used in history. The classic example is Chile in 1973. The country was in chaos after a CIA-backed coup. General Pinochet seized power. The presidential palace was bombed. The people were in shock. While the citizens were terrified, Milton Friedman's economists flew in. They didn't bring aid. They brought a new economic playbook. While the people were paralyzed by fear, they privatized the state companies, slashed social spending, and sold the country's resources to foreign corporations. They called it shock therapy. By the time the people woke up from the shock, their country had been sold out from under them. But you don't need a military coup to use the shock doctrine. You just need a threat. Remember September 11, 2001. The world watched in horror as the towers fell. America was traumatized. In the days following the attack, while the dust was still settling, the government passed the Patriot Act. This was a massive document, hundreds of pages long, that no congressman had even read. It destroyed privacy rights. It allowed the government to spy on emails, phone calls, and bank records without a warrant. If the government had proposed these laws on September 10th, the public would have revolted. They would have said it was unconstitutional, but on September 12th, the public begged for it. They wanted safety at any cost. The crisis was the key that unlocked the door to mass surveillance. We saw it again in the 2008 financial crisis. The banks gambled with your money and lost. The economy collapsed. People were losing their homes. The public was in a panic. The ATMs might stop working, the news screamed. In that state of shock, the government passed a historic bailout. Trillions of dollars of taxpayer money, your money, was transferred to the very banks that caused the crash. It was the greatest robbery in history, happening in plain sight. But because of the fear, nobody stopped it. This is the hidden logic of power. Problem, reaction, solution. First, a problem appears or is created. A virus, a war, a market crash. Second, the public reacts with fear. Please, do something, save us. Third, the government offers a solution that usually involves more control for them and less freedom for you. Today, we are living in the age of the polycrisis: climate change, pandemics, cyber attacks, inflation. It feels like we are jumping from one disaster to the next. You are exhausted. You are anxious. You are in a state of permanent low-level shock. And that is exactly where they want you, because a confused, tired, and scared population does not fight back. They just want order, and the elites are very happy to provide order. For a price, the price is your digital privacy. The price is your cash. The price is your autonomy. So, how do we defend ourselves against the shock doctrine? The answer is simple, but difficult. Do not panic. When the next crisis hits, and it will hit, take a deep breath. Turn off the news that is designed to terrify you. Look closely at the solutions being proposed. Ask yourself, does this solution solve the crisis? Or does it just give more power to the state and more money to the corporations? History shows that temporary emergency powers have a nasty habit of becoming permanent. Do not let your fear be their weapon. Stay calm, stay critical, and stay free. If you want to understand the economic engine behind these crises, make sure you watched our video on the Federal Reserve. And if you are ready to see how they plan to control the future of humanity through artificial intelligence, Subscribe now. The final episode of this series is coming next.